Kelly Lowry. I was born in Newport News, Virginia, raised in Hampton, and moved to Williamsburg in 2009.
And where are we today and what are we doing?
We are on board the tall ship Godspeed. We are en route to the Hampton Roads area, the end of the Lower Peninsula. It's pretty much docked before we head back to our home port, Jamestown Settlement in Williamsburg.
Excellent. And what are you doing today?
I am on board as a volunteer crew member aboard Godspeed as a part of the maritime program at Jamestown Settlement. I'm a paid historical interpreter at the museum, but for the opportunity to sail, I started volunteering with the crew doing maintenance and upkeep on the ships for the opportunity to take the ships sailing.
And how long have you been sailing?
I have been sailing the ships for about 4 years, and I've worked at the museum for about 5.5 years.
And would you mind telling me your family history?
Well, my mother's family is from the area of North Carolina and Virginia. My father's family is from out in the Southwest, mostly Arizona and Colorado. My mother and father met while my dad was in the Army, stationed in the Hampton Roads area, and we've pretty much lived here my whole life.
And can you tell me what is in your backyard?
Like, literally?
Or figuratively?
Okay, well, in my backyard is the intersection of pretty much John Tyler Highway, Route 5, and Ironbound Road, which is a pretty busy area of Williamsburg, but it's quiet and I love it. With the historic area, I'm very, very close to College of William Mary and Colonial Williamsburg, so a lot of tourists, but they're all history lovers, and I love the area.
What's your favorite part of the state of Virginia?
Geographically?
Geographically, yeah.
Oh no. Favorite part of the state of Virginia? I would say the area around Williamsburg and any place near the water, honestly.
What do you do when you're not working in Jamestown? What are your hobbies?
Volunteering on the crew, sadly. I travel a lot, but I mostly work in Jamestown and volunteer on the crew. Being very close to the museum, being able to volunteer is not that much of a distance to travel, so on my days off, I try to come to the museum and do anything I can for the maintenance of the ships.
What are your areas of expertise when it comes to your reenactment?
Nautical history, maritime history. I'm really good with marlinspike seamanship, rigging the ships, history of tall ships, and British maritime history. I've always loved history, specifically English, Tudor, and on into early American history. But I've worked on the ships. I've worked in a few other sites at the museum, but I pretty much specialize in the rigging of the ship.
Could you tell us anything about the historical perspective of a vessel like the Godspeed?
Well, it is going to be, along with our other two ships at Jamestown Settlement, the epitome of European sail technology and hull construction. With the boat building, as far as in Europe, what you see here is going to be the ideal vessel for crossing the ocean. I know as far as modern boats, comparably, a lot of folks, they don't understand, but this is going to be the most advanced technology. Very similar to when we landed on the moon. That was the most advanced technology of the time, and we think today of going back up into space with that technology, and we wouldn't even think about it. We would not consider it.
And last question, what are your hopes for the future?
Well, my days at sea, each day I'm working aboard the ship goes toward able-bodied seaman certification. I log my time at sea to turn in for a able-bodied seaman certificate, and eventually I will move on to mate and captain's license.
And when you are a captain of a ship, where do you hope to be exploring?
I would love to work at Jamestown if at all possible. I love the museum. I love the history. But there are several opportunities up and down the East Coast, not to mention the Chesapeake Bay, to work aboard not only tall ships but regular vessels. Just being paid as a captain to take visitors or educational school groups out into the water safely, and giving them a background on the Chesapeake Bay and the history and the ecology of the Chesapeake Bay.